Equipment setup in gas welding. At the end of this topic, you will be able to describe the equipment setup in gas welding, demonstrate the equipment setup for oxyacetylene gas welding. Gas welding is a welding process that melts and joins metals by heating them with the flame caused by a reaction between a fuel gas and oxygen. Due to high flame temperature, the oxyacetylene welding is mostly used in industries. The equipment involved in gas welding are cylinders, oxygen cylinder, acetylene cylinder, regulators, welding hoses, check valves, flashback arrestors, and torches. Before learning about the welding process, we will first set up all these required equipment at proper places. Now we will see the functions of this equipment. Cylinders. Oxygen and acetylene are stored in sealed cylinders that can withstand extreme high pressure. Cylinders should always be secure and transported in the upright position. When a cylinder is not in use, close the valves by seal cap. Cylinders should be checked regularly with the date of the last test stamped on the top of the cylinder. Oxygen cylinder. These cylinders are painted in black color, filled with oxygen. The size of the cylinder ranges from 20 to 300 cubic feet, which contain compressed oxygen at high pressure of 2,200 pounds per square inch. Acetylene cylinder is painted in maroon color. The size range of this cylinder is from 10 to 400 cubic feet capacity. Acetylene is dissolved in acetone, which is stored at a pressure of 250 pounds per square inch. Regulators. The primary function of this regulator is to control the gas pressure during welding. It reduces the high pressure of the gas stored in the cylinder to the working pressure of the torch. Welding hoses. The cylinder regulators and torch are connected together by welding hoses. These hoses should be color-coded: blue color hoses for oxygen and red color hoses for acetylene. The oxygen hose is fitted in right-hand threads, whereas acetylene hose is fitted in left-hand threads. Check valves. It is installed between the hoses and torch. These valves are designed to permit the flow of gas in one direction. The purpose of this valve is to prevent the reverse or backflow of the gas with minimal leakage. Flashback arrestors. It is used to stop the flame or reverse the flow of gas back up into equipment or supply line. Flashback arrestors must be fitted on both oxygen and acetylene regulators. Torches. It consists of handle, oxygen and acetylene valves and mixing chamber. The oxygen and fuel gas flow through the tube and are mixed in a mixing chamber. Then the mixed gases get ignited at the tip of the torch. Suitable tip is placed at the end of the torch, which increases or decreases the wealth of the flame. Equipment set up for oxyacetylene gas welding. Take all the equipment such as oxygen and acetylene cylinder, hoses, regulators, check valves, flashback arrestor, and torch. First, check whether the oxygen and the acetylene gas cylinder valves are turned off. The two cylinders are secured in an upright position and placed on a wheel trolley. Connect the regulator to cylinders for which they were designed. Connect oxygen regulator to oxygen cylinder and acetylene regulator to acetylene cylinders. Note: the pressure value of each cylinder should be 0. Next, fix the flashback arrestors to both oxygen and acetylene regulators. Attach the hoses to the flashback arrestors. Never use an acetylene hose on an oxygen cylinder or an oxygen hose on an acetylene cylinder. As further safety precaution, connect the oxygen hose in right-hand thread and acetylene hose in left-hand thread. Connect the check valve at the bottom of the torch. Finally, install the torch to the end of the oxygen hose and acetylene hose. Select the suitable tip for the tags and screw it at the end of the torch. Hold the torch handle in your hand and adjust the oxygen and acetylene tapes. Position the tip away from your face. Now you are ready to use the torch. Half turn the main valve on the top of each cylinder in counterclockwise direction. Turn the regulator valve and set pressure for each cylinder. This is your working pressure for welding. Before you light the torch, check your working area. Make sure there is no flammable material or fluid nearby, and also clear the workmates from the area. Now, ignite the torch. Slightly turn on the acetylene valves that creates the flame at the tip of the torch. Then slowly open the oxygen valve on the torch handle. As you open the oxygen valve, you will see the color of flame changing. The pure acetylene flame is yellow, and if you add oxygen, it changes to blue. Now you can adjust the desired flame width for the welding you are doing. Summary. In this topic, you have learned that the equipment set up in oxy-acetylene gas welding are cylinders, oxygen cylinders, acetylene cylinder, regulators, welding hoses, check valves, flashback arrestors, and torches.